Hey everybody, I'm back. I'm Samantha and I'm a therapist, and I'm creating a video every day for a year to get over my fear of public speaking and social anxiety. And this is video 182 of 365. And I've decided to change up my intro a little bit too. Really, it was not a fear of public speaking or social anxiety. It's really a fear of being judged and of being seen and of caring what others think. And I'm wondering if you all feel that way too. Let me know in the comments if you feel that way or have felt that way in the past, or if you're scared to feel seen. I thought about this today. I've been feeling this itch to share more and give more value in different ways. And each video I jam-pack so much stuff in there. And so I'm trying to figure out ways to get across a little bit simpler what I'm trying to say, and then save the longer form videos for, different things in the future. And I really had to do some soul searching the last few days and kind of figure out my way versus what everybody else thinks and what, this person says and this person says, and you should do this and you should do this. It's kind of like, what do you want to do? And that's how I want you to think. What do you want to do for you? What is it that you desire to feel? What is it that you desire to do? What fears do you have that are holding you back from being you, the new you, the self 2.0 instead of the self 1.0, the new self? I think there's so many things that hold us back, especially what others think, and just a fear of, I'm thinking that there's a fear of what other people think. I think that is the number one thing that's probably the umbrella to every fear is what would they think? What would the neighbors think? I remember my grandma used to say that. What would the neighbors think? And that just got programmed into my mind to where I cared about what the neighbors thought. And now I don't. It's like when you know yourself and you finally shift your identity, which we'll talk about in this video, you just feel so much at peace inside that you're in your own world. You don't really care what's going on around you anymore. You don't put other people's opinions above your own. And when you shift your self-concept into knowing who you are, you will not even encounter these issues anymore. I promise you. If you do, they'll be few and far between, and you won't spiral. You'll know exactly what to do and when to do it. It's like when you commit to something, the universe conspires for you and brings everything, all means necessary to help you get through this event you're going through, or this goal you're trying to achieve. Everybody will come around you to bring you what you need. Whether it's an item, a person, an event happening, it's a stepping stone. Everything is a stepping stone. And so, it's kind of like, think about who you want to become, and then you say, would future me think this way? Like if you want to be a millionaire, would millionaire me think this way that I'm thinking? And I had to do this with YouTube before I started. It's like, well, would the YouTuber me think this way? What fears am I going to have to put aside to be able to speak into this camera and pretend like it's a person? That, it's a little awkward at first. You're talking to a phone. And then I went from a phone to this camera, and, it's different when there's not a person there. So now I'm just imagining that there's one person in front of me that I'm talking to. And that makes it a lot easier, but I had to shift the way I was looking at myself. I had to say, you know what? I'm great enough as I am. And I'm just getting better every day. I'm getting better and better every day. That's something I want you to start saying to yourself. I'm getting better and better every day. And I recently started saying that I am infinitely valuable and I accept myself. Now, these may seem like, you've heard these before, or maybe you haven't. But if you start speaking to yourself like that and you start saying, I accept you. You look in the mirror and you say, I accept you. I bet nobody's ever said that to you before. And I can almost guarantee that you probably haven't said it to yourself, because we just don't think to say things like that to each other, or to ourselves, or to each other, really, to other people. And it's so simple. And like I said, you may have heard this before, to say things like this, or just these simple affirmations. But until they really sink in, you never know how you're going to feel. And so I suggest you start practicing this where you say, I accept you and you are infinitely valuable. If I could speak. Infinitely valuable. Oh, that's pretty cool because you are. And you have to start believing it. So the only way to start believing this stuff is to start programming, basically overriding the old programming that's there from other people. The people that you care about, their opinions that don't really matter, those are the people that programmed you. Those people that programmed you were also programmed, and they were programmed, and then they were programmed. This is generations of programming. We got to change it. If we want to create a new self, we've got to break that chain of the past and put new links together to create a new chain. We've got to rewrite the story of you. And so these practices seem so simple to do, but yet you're talking to yourself probably pretty badly whenever you look in the mirror at your body, let's say, especially around holiday time. We eat a little too much and the belly gets a little bigger. And, we have areas that we may not like and this and that, whatever. Look in the mirror and say, I accept you. Touch every part of your body. I accept you. I accept you. I accept you. Your body will hear this. I said this yesterday in the video about the study at Harvard, and they did a study on this where people spoke to their bodies for 2 weeks and lowered their cholesterol, lowered their fatigue, blood pressure, all cortisol levels, stress in general, just lowered everything just from speaking to themselves differently. So remember, everything you say to yourself is a spell. You're under a spell right now. Look at it that way. Like your whole life has created all these spells that you believe, basically brainwashing, programming, however you want to say it. So it's like, what kind of spell do you want to cast now over yourself? Because you can say anything you want to yourself at any moment. And you're going to shift when you do this. After you do this for a while, it is going to change you. It's just we have to remember to practice these things because we always seem to forget. It doesn't take long before we just go back to the old default mode, basically. So you have to remember. You even need to put it in your phone, possibly. That's what I do to remember, remind myself it's in there. And I'll say these things to myself. That's part of my routine. Just during the day, I just remember to say these things to myself and I just start programming them in. My favorite thing to do, especially if you're stressed out during the holidays right now, with anything going on, come back to the present moment. Pretend like you have, you've got this sanctuary and this is your mind. Your mind is your sanctuary. And you've got these guards around it. You've got to guard your mind, guard your heart. You've got to guard your heart and mind from yourself and your thoughts. Not only the other people around you, but we don't really need to worry about them. We really need to worry about what you're thinking. And so as soon as you make that shift over into, okay, is this going to hurt me or help me? This thought I'm about to have. Because remember, when you shift your identity and you have a good, solid, stable foundation for yourself, good mental health, all of that, your identity shifts, that's when everything starts coming to you that you've wanted. That's when everything starts to manifest. But everything has already manifested. It's instantaneous. Esther Hicks was in a video I heard, I think it was today, actually. I heard her. She was like, this is how fast it takes to manifest something. She's like, that's even too slow. It's this fast. It's this fast. It's this fast. It's like, she's like, that's even too slow. It's instant. We just don't see it. And so it's on, we could call it what they say, like we're seeing the 3D reality. Then we've got the 4D plane. It's created on the 4D plane. We just can't see it. It's invisible. So we have to disregard, take our senses off of the 3D reality we're seeing in front of us. That's old news from yesterday, and focus on the vision of the 4D. So you've got these two realities, let's say. There's infinite realities, but let's say you have these two, old self and new self. And you're going to start thinking from new self because that's where all your fun stuff is. That's where the fun is. The 3D is not always fun, but it can be and will be once you align yourself with this other new self. And it really just takes a small shift in what you're conscious of. So it's basically removing your awareness from one way of thinking and placing it onto another way of thinking. That's really all that it is. It's so simple. And I could do a million videos on this, of course, but it's really that simple to align to something. But of course, I love to talk about mental health since I'm a social worker, and I love everything mental health, of course, but I'm not for all the clinical terms and all the diagnoses, and it's too overwhelming for people. So I really just like to keep things simple and talk about, what are you thinking about? What are you going to program into your mind today? What do you want to create? What do you want to manifest? What do you want? Let's get you there. And we've got to have a shift in how we talk to ourselves and how we see ourselves, because self-concept is everything. It will create everything for you, because as soon as you shift into this new identity of a new person, your thoughts and behaviors are not going to be like they were before in self number 1. You're in self number 2 now. So everything will look different. Your perspective will shift. People will treat you differently. You'll have money come in out of nowhere. You'll have all these opportunities come in that wouldn't have come in had you not have shifted, because you can only perceive what you're the vibration of. And it doesn't take years. It just takes a shift in your vibration, your energy. So it's just a shift, a quick shift, but we don't stay there long enough to sustain it. And so that's why I believe, practice is necessary. It's really not necessary when you make a decision and you just make a decision that quick. But I think it's harder for some of us to do that because we've got so much stuff that we're just so focused on. So if you remove distractions of any kind, which you could say, clutter as well, like clutter can be not only physical, but mental. What are you holding on to that you could let go of today that would really help, create this nice, clean, pure foundation for you to build your life on? Because you can design your life any way you want to design it, and design yourself any way you want to design yourself. So yeah, just keep practicing. Say to yourself, I accept you. In the mirror, just say, I accept you. Touch your body parts, the ones that are getting bigger this time of year. Say, I accept you. I accept you. I love you. Just talk to your body and just talk to yourself like you would your best friend. Just say, you're so amazing. Thank you for giving me a healthy body. Thank you for giving me the means to think and be able to change my thoughts. Thank you for YouTube in general. Think about if YouTube weren't, created years ago. I mean, we have it made with all the technology we've got right now. But on the flip side of that, we need to turn it all off and focus on ourselves. So I do suggest that at least maybe one day this week, don't watch my videos. For those of you who watch every day, just take a day off and just kind of be with yourself and do some breathing exercises and do some affirmations. I like to do 2 things at once, where I'll do breathing and affirmations, or I'll do yoga with affirmations, and I'll probably be teaching like a yoga class where we do affirmations. I'll be doing something like that. I'll be rolling that out at some point. I've been thinking about that. So I like to do 2 things at once because, you kill 2 birds with 1 stone in that way. And it solidifies it because you're doing something physical and mental at the same time. So that's kind of cool too. So well, anyway, thank you so much for watching. I'll end it here. I'm going to try not to ramble anymore. I'm really going to work on this. So thank you guys for being here as always. I appreciate you. And if this benefited you in some way, please send it to somebody else who it might benefit as well. And please like and subscribe if you'd like to. And remember, you are loved, and pass that on to somebody else who needs it. Remember to say, I accept you in the mirror. And you are infinitely valuable. Say that to yourself too. And remember, what you appreciate, so appreciate yourself. And I will be back tomorrow. You guys take care of yourselves. Have a wonderful start to the Thanksgiving week. I know it's going to be a little bit busy this week, but remember to stay centered and take care of yourselves mentally and physically this week. Drink extra water, stay hydrated, and I'll stop preaching. Okay, bye.